Alright. Anyways, bro, for this video, I want to keep it, as real as possible. Okay. So, first of all, let's talk about the channel. Okay. Like, before getting to the diet and all, let's talk about the channel. So, if you're like an old guy in the channel and all, you'll see the channel has been stuck on 280s, right? Like on the 200s, okay? It's been stuck for a very long time. Okay, and in the last 28 days, I haven't gained or lost any subscribers. But the 28 days before it, I actually lost 3 subscribers. But then again, in back, I'm low-key hard stuck. Okay, and I've been posting, pretty consistently. I think now it's more of it's not the advice, it's not this, it's that I need to show more personality because ChatGPT can just give you advice, right? But I think it's time to more personality max or authenticity max, right? Anyways. When it comes to your diet, okay, this video is how you can stick to your diet because for so many people in the fitness journey, okay, they know how to train because training is pretty simple, honestly. Right, training, just lifting weights and all, do that a couple of times a week, do different muscles. It's pretty simple, right? But then for the diet, there's so many people who have fitness goals, okay, and they're already consistent with training and all. But for the diet, they never really stick to it, right? And here's the thing: the first thing with the diet the mistake that you're first making is that it's too hard. You're trying to follow a diet that's too perfect and too hard, so you can't really actually follow it, right? Like for me, for example, okay, with my diet, it's not the most optimized, okay? And now I've been training for over 3 years now, consistently, okay? And with my diet, it hasn't been the best, okay? But I've been consistent with it, okay? That's one thing for sure, right? If I want to cut, I do cut. If I want to bulk, I do bulk, right? Like after a couple of months, I do reach my goal, right? But for the diet, here's the thing. My diet was never too perfect. Like my goal was never to okay, sometimes at certain points, my goal was to have only one treat per day. Okay, that's one of my diet goals, right? One treat per day, and the rest gonna be whole foods and all. Okay, I would be failing at that goal, okay? But later on, the diet didn't become that big of a deal for me, right? As long as I'm eating enough, eating protein and all, and training consistently and all, and after a couple of months I do actually reach my goal. Like for example, let's say I'm trying to cut, okay? If I'm eating in a deficit and all, I might eat a snack here and there, but I'm still eating in a deficit, and after a couple of months I do actually reach my goal. It didn't really matter as much to me because with diet, you could either try to perfect it and optimize as much as possible, but you can't even stick to it, right? But here's the thing: look, when it's too hard, you can't really stick to it, right? And look, here's another thing: when it comes to your diet, sometimes, okay, some days you might go out with your friends, with your family, you might eat out, right? And at that day, you've ruined your diet. Just in the next day, get back to your diet. You don't have to for example, let's try it. You're trying to lose weight, okay? Trying to lose fat, okay, whatever. Let's say you're doing that. If you go out and eat with your friends or your family, the next day, no need punish yourself and I'm gonna eat less today to catch up from yesterday. No, just get back to your diet, and then as time goes on, you will it will all eventually fix itself, right? So you don't have to punish yourself and be weird with the diet, right? Because bro, it's honestly so simple, right? That's the first thing. That's actually the second thing, okay? But the first thing is that you gotta have your diet not too perfect. Okay, you gotta obviously if you're training, lifting weights and all, you gotta have high protein. You also gotta eat your carbs and your fats, everything, right? But with your diet goal, don't make it too high to the point that you can't even reach it. Because if it's too perfect, you do it for 2 days, and then you never really stick to it again. It's not gonna work, right? So you're gonna make something that's realistic to you, that you can actually stick to, right? For example, my diet. It's not the most optimized. I'll be honest. My diet's not the most optimized, not like the best, but I like it, right? I'm currently cutting and I've been cutting for over 2 months now, right? No, actually, yeah, over 2 months. A little bit over 2 months. And I've lost about 9 kilograms. Which is like 20, 18 pounds, which is honestly good, right? So I'm reaching my goal and everything. My diet, okay, I might some days go out with friends, go out with family, whatever. Okay, my diet might get ruined a couple of days, but that's okay. As long as, I keep coming back to my diet, like, I don't really punish myself and, like, and also another thing is that you should not have, like, designated days for cheat days or like cheat meals or whatever, right? Don't have like certain days. Yeah, every Saturday I'm going to cheat on my diet. No, no. You can, have like a pass when you're going out with family, with friends, like like socializing, right? That could be like an excuse, right? But only do that when you're actually going out with your friends or your family or something, right? That's the thing, okay? You should not have like certain days that you're gonna cheat on your diet. No, you can do that when you're going out or like you have actually an excuse, right? All right, bro, this part I actually forgot to add it. But look, when it comes to your diet, I said that you can, low key chill with the diet when you're going out with friends, family, right? But this does not mean that you just, if you're going out with your friends every day, just like you're gonna ruin my diet because, like, actually, Muhammad said this is socializing and it's actually good for me. So, no, 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 no. You're not gonna do that. This thing where you ruin your diet should be a thing like every once in a while, not an everyday thing. Because you might be, a very social person, which is a good thing, right? But this does not mean you're gonna be ruining your diet every day, right? Of course, you could do it every once in a while, like enjoy with them and all, right? But don't make it like, an everyday thing or a very frequent thing, right? Because remember your goal, right? Your goal should be important and everything, also your social life and all, but you have to keep a balance. And when it comes to the balance and all, you should lean more towards your fitness, okay? Because like that's really matters, right? Because like the food's like it's always there, right? Because, okay, sure, you could enjoy it here and there, but when it becomes an everyday thing, it just becomes routine. You're just like ruining your diet for fun now, and you're just going like you're just ruining you're ruining your progress. When you're doing it like as an every once in a while thing, it doesn't really affect your progress as much. But if it becomes too frequent, it starts taking over your progress, right? So just keep this in mind, and like you can enjoy yourself like with friends and all every once in a while, not an everyday thing. Okay? Don't start coping. Actually, I'm being social. No, 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 no. Just trust me. Keep this as a one and every once in a while thing, right? And that's it. Whoosh. Back to the original video. And then for the diet, honestly, just make it something that you love. Okay. With my diet, I personally like it. It's not like, I hate my diet and just stick to it for the sake of discipline. No, I actually like my diet, right? And honestly, just that simple. If you're trying to lose weight, just make sure that you're eating in a deficit and eat foods that you like. It's pretty much that simple. For this video, I don't want to, like really go inside like the bulking diet or the cutting diet. No, I want to skip this video how you can stick to your diet, because you probably know what you should be eating, right? Okay, if you don't know, you could comment that below. I could make a video on that. But you probably know like what you should be doing with your diet, right? But you're not really sticking to it, right? So basically, here's like some general rules. If you're trying to lose weight, eat less than you used to, okay? And when you're eating less than you used to, keep it simple. No need to go crazy, no need to cut out sugar, no need to cut out carbs. Eat everything, but eat less. And if you're trying to bulk up and like build some muscle and all, you can just eat a little bit more, okay? To the point that you're gaining weight slowly. And that's it. For the foods, eat what you like, keep the protein high, especially if you're lifting. And yeah, man, just make your diet something that you actually love. It doesn't have to be like, diet. No, it doesn't have to be like that. I'm following this diet. Just make a diet that you can follow for the rest of your lives. for the rest of your life, right? It doesn't have to be the certain thing that you hate or like you have to use discipline for. No, no. Just have your diet and actually eat things that you like, right? Maybe try making different meals, try making different stuff. But for your diet, just make it something that you love, right? And that's about it. Anyways. If you go down to the first link in the description, you'll see Muhammad's Empire. To get low-key jacked. It's basically my premium community where you get access to my course, the low-key jacked course, and you also get access to me, ask me questions and all. It's like a community, premium one. It's gonna be the first link in the description. If you're interested, check it out. Maybe join. Right. Anyways. I would really appreciate a like, subscribe, especially if you're new. The channel has been like very hard stuck, right? So I'd really appreciate a like, subscribe, support the channel and everything. And if you'd like certain videos on like certain topics, certain topics in fitness, or maybe even other topics, comment them below or whatever. And that's it, man. See you in the next one.